Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something today. When a man truly, deeply loves you, you don't have to guess it. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to lose sleep at night wondering if it's real, because love leaves evidence. Real love shows up in words, in actions, in consistency, and in how that man makes you feel every single day. See, we live in a world where people confuse attention with affection, where a text at midnight feels like love. But let me clear it up for you. When a man loves you, his words will tell on him, his behavior will tell on him, and his spirit will tell on him. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something today. When a man truly loves you, he cannot help but reassure you with his words, because a man who is in love knows that silence leaves room for doubt. And doubt is not where love lives. Love lives in certainty, in comfort, in reassurance. A man who loves you will not let you go to sleep wondering if you matter. He will not allow you to walk through your day questioning your worth in his life, because his words will keep telling you over and over that you are secure, you are valued, you are chosen. Now, I know some of you have heard people say actions speak louder than words, and while there's truth to that, I need you to understand that words have power. Words are the echo of a man's heart. Words are the reassurance that backs up the action. A man can show up for you with gifts, with time, with gestures, but if he never says the things that anchor your heart, you will always feel like something is missing, because love needs a voice, love needs expression, love needs a language. And when a man loves you, he is fluent in making sure you know it. Think about it. When a man says to you, I love you, that's reassurance. When he says, I've got you, don't worry, that's reassurance. When he tells you, baby, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, that's reassurance. You see, reassurance is not about weakness, it's about security. A strong woman still needs reassurance. A confident woman still needs to hear it, because love is not a guessing game. And a man who loves you deeply understands that reassurance is like watering a flower. You don't water it once and think it'll bloom forever. You water it daily, consistently, faithfully, because that's how it stays alive. Now, let me tell you something about men who are serious about their love. They will use their words not just in the good moments, but in the storms too. Anybody can tell you, I love you, when everything's smooth, when money's flowing, when laughter fills the room. But a man who truly loves you will use his words as an anchor when the storm comes. When bills are overdue, when arguments rise, when life feels heavy, he will still say, we're going to get through this, I've got you. That reassurance is what separates a man who's just around for the good times from a man who is committed through all times. Let me give it to you plain. A man who truly loves you never leaves you in confusion. If you're sitting around asking yourself, does he really care? Am I the one? Does he see a future with me? Then he's not doing his job, because a man in love erases doubt with his words. He makes it clear where you stand. He makes it known how he feels. He removes the mystery. Love is not supposed to be a puzzle you spend years trying to solve. It's supposed to be clear. It's supposed to be steady. And that clarity comes from reassurance. And ladies, let me tell you this too. Reassurance is not begging. You don't have to beg a man who loves you to say the right things. You don't have to beg him to remind you of your worth in his life. You don't have to beg him to comfort you when you're uncertain. A man who loves you gives reassurance freely, because it's natural, it's instinctive, it's his joy to let you know that you are secure. Real love doesn't hide. Real love doesn't keep quiet. Real love speaks boldly and consistently. And when he says it, you'll feel it, because his words and his actions will line up together. And here's something else. When a man loves you, reassurance is not just in the big declarations. It's in the small, everyday phrases that add up to something powerful. He'll say, text me when you get home safe. That's reassurance. He'll say, don't worry, I'll handle it. That's reassurance. He'll say, I'm proud of you, I believe in you. That's reassurance. These little things, they build a foundation in your heart that makes you feel steady, that makes you feel covered, that makes you feel protected. That's what love does when it's real. It speaks in ways that put your heart at ease. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be real with you. A man who deeply loves you knows that his words are not optional, they are essential. He knows that a woman doesn't just want to feel love. She wants to hear it. She wants to be reminded of it. She wants to be anchored in it. And he will gladly take that responsibility, because to him, making sure you feel secure is not a burden. It's an honor. A man in love speaks with consistency, and he reassures you because he wants you to live in peace, not in worry, not in fear, not in doubt, But in the comfort of knowing his love is certain, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real today. When a man genuinely loves you, appreciation and pride flow out of his mouth like second nature. He doesn't just keep it in his heart. He expresses it. He makes sure you hear it. Because love that is silent can often feel invisible, and nobody wants to feel invisible in the relationship they give their heart to. When a man is deeply invested in you, he will consistently let you know how much he values who you are, what you do, and the person you continue to become. Because pride is not about boasting. Pride is about celebrating the one you love and making sure they know they are seen. A man who is proud of you doesn't keep it a secret. He doesn't act like your wins are nothing. He doesn't ignore your progress. Instead, he speaks it boldly because his love makes him honor your journey as if it were his own. When a man says, "I'm proud of you," those 4 words carry power. They speak life into your spirit. They build your confidence. They reassure you that your effort is not wasted and your growth is not unnoticed. Because love is not just about romance, it's about partnership. And in a partnership, when one person wins, the other person celebrates. A man who loves you understands that your shine does not dim his light. Your success does not threaten his role. Your ambition does not intimidate him. Instead, it inspires him. It pushes him. It makes him want to stand even taller by your side. That's what it means when a man is proud of you. He sees you as his equal, his queen, his partner. And he uses his words to lift you, not suppress you. Now, here's where some people get it twisted. Because not every man knows how to do this. Some men feel like complimenting their woman somehow weakens their own authority. They stay quiet when they should speak. They hold back when they should encourage. But when a man truly loves you, he has no fear in letting you know that he admires you. He's not threatened by your shine. He's attracted to it. He's not jealous of your growth. He's invested in it. He doesn't just notice the big milestones, like when you get a new job or a promotion. But he also notices the little things, like the way you handle responsibilities, the way you stay strong under pressure, the way you keep moving forward even when life tests you. And he says it, he verbalizes it because he understands that words of appreciation keep the love alive. Think about this. When a man is proud of you, he doesn't just tell you in private. He says it in public too. He introduces you to others with pride. He brags on you without hesitation. He lets people know that the woman by his side is not just beautiful, but powerful, talented, hardworking, and special. He makes sure the world knows what you mean to him. Because when a man is genuinely proud, he's not embarrassed to show it. He's not too cool to say it. He's not too quiet to acknowledge it. And ladies, that kind of pride is one of the clearest signs that his love for you runs deep, because he doesn't hide his admiration. He wears it boldly. And let me remind you of something. Ladies, a man who loves you and is proud of you doesn't just focus on what you do for him. He appreciates who you are even beyond the relationship. He acknowledges your strength as a woman. He admires your character, your integrity, your values, your drive. He doesn't limit his pride to what you contribute to his life, but he honors who you are as an individual. That's the difference between a man who just likes having you around and a man who actually values you. When he loves you, his pride in you is not selfish, it's genuine, it's holistic, it's about everything that makes you who you are. And let me tell you something else. When you have a man who is truly proud of you, his words become fuel for your fire. His appreciation pushes you to keep going. His encouragement strengthens you in moments when you might feel weak. Because no matter how strong a woman is, no matter how independent, hearing genuine appreciation from the man she loves gives her an extra layer of confidence. It doesn't mean she needs it to survive, but it means she has a safe place to thrive. A place where her effort is not overlooked, where her journey is not ignored, where her growth is celebrated at every step. That's the beauty of being with a man who uses his words to express appreciation and pride. So hear me clearly. When a man truly loves you, you won't have to question if he sees you. You won't have to wonder if he's proud of you, because his words will remind you. He will celebrate your victories, no matter how big or small. He will lift you with his language when the world tries to pull you down. He will let you know that your presence in his life is not only valued but admired. And in that kind of love, there is no room for insecurity, because his consistent words of appreciation make sure you know you are cherished, honored, and deeply respected. Ladies and gentlemen, when a man truly loves you, one of the strongest signs of that love is his ability to humble himself and say those two powerful words, "I'm sorry." Now, I know a lot of people underestimate just how important that is. But let me tell you, a man who can apologize is a man who understands that love is not about pride, it's about peace. See, many men are taught that admitting on their wrong makes them weak, that apologizing somehow strips them of their authority. But in reality, the opposite is true. A man who can look the woman he loves in the eye and say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, is not weak. He's strong enough to put the relationship above his ego, strong enough to choose healing over stubbornness, strong enough to value connection more than control. When a man loves you, his apology is not forced. It's not half-hearted. It's not mumbled under his breath just to end the argument. No, his apology is sincere. It's intentional. It's his way of saying, I care more about us than about being right. That's the difference between a man who's just trying to win and a man who's trying to love. Love is not a battlefield where somebody has to lose so the other can win. Love is about partnership, and in a partnership, when one person hurts, both people lose. So a man who truly loves you realizes that the only victory worth chasing is peace. Think about it. How many relationships break apart because no one is willing to take responsibility? How many couples stay in the same cycle of arguments? Because neither person wants to say, I messed up. But when a man loves you, he refuses to let his pride be more important than your bond. He refuses to let silence grow where healing could lie. He refuses to let his mistakes create a wall that separates you. So he apologizes, he takes ownership, he humbles himself. That right there is real love in action. Because love does not just show up when everything is smooth. Love shows up in the difficult moments where grace is needed. And let me say this, when a man truly loves you, his I'm sorry is not just about words. It comes with change. Anybody can say sorry to calm you down. Anybody can say sorry just to move past the moment. But a man in love backs up his apology with action. He pays attention to what hurt you. He listens to what you need. And he adjusts because he doesn't want to keep wounding the same spot over and over again. His apology is a turning point, not just a sentence. He apologizes not just to fix the moment, but to protect the relationship long term. That's how you know his love is genuine, ladies. I need you to hear this. When a man apologizes, he's not doing you a favor. He's doing what love requires. A man who loves you doesn't see humility as weakness. He sees it as wisdom. He knows that relationships aren't about perfection. They're about correction. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody gets it wrong sometimes. But what separates love from selfishness is how quickly a person owns up to it. A man who loves you doesn't hide behind excuses. He doesn't try to flip the blame back on you. He doesn't minimize your feelings. Instead, he says, I hurt you, and I'm sorry for that. And then he makes sure you feel heard, understood, and respected. Now, let me talk about the power of those two words, because sometimes people don't realize just how much healing is packed inside them. I'm sorry has the ability to stop an argument from becoming a war. I'm sorry has the power to bring calm into chaos. I'm sorry can take a wound and turn it into wisdom. That's why when a man loves you, he doesn't withhold it. He gives it freely because he knows the relationship is too precious to let ego destroy it. He knows that love cannot grow where pride lives unchecked. And so he chooses humility over arrogance every time. And let's be clear, apologizing doesn't mean he's always wrong and you're always right. It doesn't mean he's weak and you're strong. What it means is that he cares enough about the love you share to break the cycle of conflict before it destroys something beautiful. Sometimes in relationships, it's not about who's wrong or right. It's about who's willing to love enough to step forward and say, let's heal. And when a man deeply loves you, he will be that person. He will be the one who says, I'm sorry, because he doesn't want distance between you. He doesn't want resentment to take root. He doesn't want silence to replace connection. And here's the truth, ladies, a man who can't apologize will always leave you feeling alone in the relationship because he will put his pride above your peace. But a man who loves you knows that peace is everything that love cannot breathe in a toxic environment of unspoken wounds. That's why his apology matters so much. It breathes life back into the relationship. It clears the air. It restores balance. And every time he humbles himself enough to say it, he proves once again that his love is not shallow. It's deep, it's mature. It's willing to do the work. And let me remind you, a sincere apology doesn't just heal the relationship, it strengthens it. Because when a man shows you that he can admit when he's wrong, it builds trust. It tells you, I can count on him not to let his pride destroy us. It makes you feel safe because you know you're with someone who values resolution more than stubbornness. And in that safety, love grows stronger, deeper, and more secure, because you know that even in conflict, his heart is for you, not against you. Ladies and gentlemen, when a man deeply loves you, he leaves no room for doubt. He makes it clear with his words and his actions that you are not an option. You are the choice. You are the one he has set his eyes on, the one he has committed his heart to, and he makes sure you know it. See, love gets cloudy and confusing when people play games, when they say one thing but do another, when they leave you wondering where you stand. But a man who truly loves you, he doesn't let confusion live in the relationship. He doesn't keep you in competition with anybody else. He makes it known that you are the one, and he says it plainly. When a man loves you, he uses his word to establish certainty. He says things like, I want a future with you. I choose you every single day. You are my forever. That's not just talk. That's reassurance. That's commitment wrapped in language. He doesn't want you questioning yourself. He doesn't want you comparing yourself. He doesn't want you worrying about whether you are enough, because he makes it clear. There is no one else. There is no plan B. There is no backup. It's you and only you. That's how a man in love operates. He removes the question marks and replaces them with exclamation points. Think about how powerful that is, because in today's world, a lot of relationships fall apart simply because there's too much uncertainty. People don't say what they mean. They leave others guessing. They keep doors cracked open for other options. But when a man truly loves you, he shuts every other door. He locks them, and he throws away the key. He declares with his words, you are the one I prayed for, the one I dreamed of, the one I want to build with. And those words create a foundation of security that gives you peace, because you're not walking around wondering if you're temporary in his life. You know you are permanent. And let me tell you something else. Ladies, when a man tells you you're the one, it's not just about romance, it's about responsibility. He's not just choosing you to love, he's choosing you to protect, to provide for, to stand beside, to invest in. That declaration carries weight. It means he's not casually passing time, he's intentionally building a future. That's why when a man truly loves you, you'll never feel like just another option on a long list. You'll feel like the only one that matters, because he makes sure his words line up with his priorities. A man who loves you also makes sure the world knows it. He doesn't keep you hidden. He doesn't keep you guessing. He doesn't treat you like a secret. He introduces you proudly. He speaks your name with honor. He tells people, this is my woman. This is my queen. This is the one I love. That's what it looks like when a man is sure about you. He has no hesitation, no second thoughts, no double life. His words and actions are aligned. And every time he says, you're the one, you know it's not just a phrase. It's a commitment. And here's the truth. When a man really chooses you, his words of love are not occasional. They're consistent. He doesn't only reassure you on anniversaries or special days. He does it daily. He tells you, I love you. He reminds you, I'm grateful for you. He repeats, you are everything I've been looking for. That's the rhythm of real love. It doesn't get silent. It doesn't get cold. It keeps speaking. It keeps affirming. It keeps building your confidence in what you have together. Because when you are the one, he wants you to feel it in your soul, to hear it in his voice, to see it in his life. So ladies, when a man deeply loves you, he doesn't let you wonder. He doesn't let you compete. He doesn't let you doubt. His words seal his love. They establish his commitment. They give you peace in knowing that you are not just someone he cares for. You are the one he has chosen to love, to honor, to stand by. And when he says it, when he lives it, when he repeats it over and over, that's when you know his love is deep, lasting, and undeniable.